A couple big shocking debuts just happened in AEW. I'm going to tell you guys everything you need to know in just a moment. Also, Charlotte Flair possibly not going to AEW. I think this is a good thing. Also, on top of that, Tony Khan praises a former WWE superstar, one that is new to AEW, and something that nobody is talking about. I think it's actually a really big deal that he's praising him because it just goes to show you that AEW does have plans in place. All right, guys, if you want more news videos like this, go ahead and just click that subscribe button and ring the bell. Otherwise, let's just kind of jump into it. So you may have heard of the gossip between Charlotte Flair and Andrade breaking up. Bodyslam.net recently came out and said that Charlotte Flair did end the relationship with Andrade. And as you guys know, I'm not TMZ. But at the same time, too, the belief was that Charlotte would have gone to AEW because of Andrade. And that's the problem with internet wrestling gossip and dirt sheets and stuff like that. We've never really got confirmation from Charlotte Flair possibly going to AEW when her contract is up. But recently, there was just a lot of drama in regards to Charlotte Flair in WWE. So, of course, everybody did assume that she would go there. For those who thought Charlotte might end up in AEW, I don't believe that's going to actually be the case because Charlotte Flair breaking up with Andrade means that is less likely to happen once her contract is actually up. And to be honest with you, I don't know who would really want to see Charlotte Flair in AEW to begin with. I like AEW as it stands, and they've come a long way with their women's division. Charlotte Flair coming there would definitely take attention away from potential top stars, and I just don't think that makes sense. Then you get into this whole thing of Britt Baker versus Charlotte, and a lot of people view that as like a dream match. Honestly, I think AEW just needs to continue focusing on the youth of the company, and they should be good. That's something that they do really well with. So, hey, Charlotte Flair breaking up with Andrade, it is what it is. But if you were thinking at some point once her contract expires, if you thought she was going to go there, I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying the likelihood of it is a lot more significantly less. So just kind of keep that in mind. All right, guys, Tony Khan recently revealed on Twitter some very big praise for Tony Nese. Obviously, AEW Rampage was tonight on December 3rd, 2021. Tony Nese competed against Sammy Guevara in an incredible TNT Championship match. And of course, now Tony Khan is making it very clear that he stands behind Tony Nese, especially when it comes to describing Tony Nese. He continues to say that he's one of the hottest free agents. It's very clear that AEW and Tony Khan are prepared to make Tony Nese a big deal in AEW, and a lot of people aren't talking about that because Tony Nese himself, when he was in WWE, wasn't positioned as a big deal. This is where I actually like AEW the most. I don't really care if AEW signs former WWE talent. If you're going to take the talent that weren't utilized, you just got to utilize them the right way. And I always had a little bit of a sour taste because when AEW signed Rusev, they made him a video game nerd. And I just didn't think the way they positioned him was the dominant Rusev we all knew and loved. Now, of course, they rectified that, and now Miro is one of the best badasses in AEW television, so we're not mad about that. But of course, Tony Nese is expected to get a big push on Dynamite. I'm excited about it. I think Tony Nese is a great talent. I thought Tony Nese was a great talent. I think it was 2011 when he was in Impact Wrestling, but it's definitely been some time. But when he went to WWE, it was very clear Vince McMahon was just going to use him as another 205 Live guy, and that's not the plans for Tony Khan. And I think that is what's really exciting. I look forward to seeing more matches with Tony Nese and other people in AEW, and we'll see what kind of goes from there. Also, keep in mind, too, when it comes to somebody like Tony Nese signing with AEW, this guy is not going to be the most expensive contract, which is really cool. So AEW did officially announce that he signed with the company, but you just got to remember, this is not Bryan Danielson. This is not CM Punk. The amount of money that Tony Nese requires to go to AEW, I'm going to assume is not on the same level as as these other guys. And I think that's a steal for AEW, most importantly. But also one thing a lot of people don't talk about is the fact that Tony Nese could go to AEW, become a star, have great matches, and AEW is not making the same mistake as WCW did by overpaying for talent. And I think that right there is why AEW can learn from history and why they prove to be in a really good spot right now. All right, guys, so we have two debuts. If you don't know who this is Zita Zhang. And this is right here, our good friend Josh Woods. Oh, where is he at? Let's throw the image on the screen. There we go. So Josh Woods right here, guys. He is the current ROH Pure Champion. And then we have Zita Zhang, who is from WWE NXT. She was also in the Mae Young Classic. These were the 2 debuts that happened on AEW Dark tapings, which is really, really shocking, but these are really big debuts, and I'm going to explain why. One, Zita Shang is a pretty good talent that just never really got anything out of WWE. And the cool thing is she's not really like signed to AEW, but she's being given an opportunity to showcase her talent on AEW Dark, which could potentially lead to a signing, which I think for AEW's women's division, that can always be a good thing. Regardless of the name and how big it is, bringing in more talent, getting people familiar with it, and then deciding from there, I think AEW treats Dark kind of like a tryout thing. And then, of course, Josh Woods is the current ROH Pure Champion. He obviously showed up without his belt, but this is a really shocking debut because he is technically not under contract with ROH. They've all been cleared to go compete elsewhere. Tony Khan clearly has some interest in ROH talent. I didn't think it was going to be Josh Woods, but this is really cool because, again, it goes back to what I was saying about Zita Shang. You have the opportunity to see if you like them enough to put them in future appearances, future shows, and you don't have to sign them exclusively. This is really cool. I'm glad that AEW is doing stuff like this. And I will admit, I'm not the biggest fan of watching AEW Dark or Dark Elevation or anything like that because me personally, it's just too much wrestling to watch. I watch it when I can, and that's kind of how I go about it. These 2 people are ones that I want to keep my eye out on because for AEW, this means they have a plan when it comes to recruiting talent, and it doesn't always mean bringing in multi-million-dollar type contracts that are demanded, like Braun Strowman or Bray Wyatt or, some of these other names. So just keep that in mind. Signing a former WWE star that didn't really get a push could be exactly what makes AEW go very well in the long run. And also, just a fair comparison, Ty Conti. Perfect example. They didn't really do much in NXT, kind of like Zita Zhang. Now look at Ty Conti. She's actually a legitimate star in AEW. They're doing good stuff with her. So, and within time, she'll get better. So I look at this as a positive thing for those who enjoy AEW. This is really good news for you. If you're somebody who hates AEW, you're just miserable, and that's fine. If you don't like AEW, nobody's going to force you to like AEW. But if you're miserable watching it, don't watch it. It's pretty simple. I think a lot of people at this point, they're so quick to criticize. Oh, they're signing a former WWE star. Oh, they're signing this guy, but it's not this person. Guys, if you're not happy, just don't watch it. But this is YouTube show. Like this is AEW's YouTube show. So at the end of the day, this doesn't really impact the company. And if anything, it could lead to something really good. And if nothing good comes out of it, it's really not a big deal. So really, really interesting stuff. I would love to hear you guys' opinions on the latest stuff. My name is Ango. On this channel, I bring you the latest news and rumors. I give you my opinions, my reactions, and sometimes you agree, sometimes you don't. But the best part about it is we can have that conversation. So go ahead and leave a comment down below or check out one of my previous videos. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. Peace.